This is the story of Sundar Pichai, a boy from a small home in India who carried big dreams in his heart. He did not grow up with money. He did not grow up with luxury. But he grew up with curiosity and a strong desire to learn. Every day he asked questions. Every day he tried to understand how things work. And every day he believed that learning could change his life. Today, the world knows him as the CEO of Google and Alphabet. But his journey did not begin with success. It began with struggle, patience, and continuous hard work. Sundar Pichai teaches us one powerful lesson. Your background cannot stop you. Your learning attitude can take you anywhere. He was born on a warm July day in the bustling city of Madurai, where the streets carried the sounds of busy markets and the scent of fresh jasmine flowers drifting through the air. His family lived in a small two-room apartment where space was limited but dreams were not. His father worked at a factory as an engineer and his mother ran a small bookkeeping job to support the family. Money was tight and life was simple, yet their home was filled with warmth and values that shaped his future. He grew up without many luxuries. They did not have a television for a long time. They did not have a refrigerator. But they had conversations every evening where his father spoke about the importance of education and the beauty of solving problems. These small conversations stayed with the quiet, thoughtful boy who listened more than he spoke. He was shy but observant, gentle but determined. He watched his father repair broken parts and explain how machines worked. Those moments planted curiosity inside him, the same kind of curiosity that one day would take him across oceans into a world of technology and innovation. When Sundar was old enough to go to school, he walked through narrow lanes carrying his books carefully. He sat in class quietly absorbing every lesson with deep interest. He did not talk much, but his teachers noticed something special in him. He had a calm intelligence and a strong sense of discipline. He remembered details effortlessly and understood concepts quickly. One day when he was 12, something small happened that changed everything. His father brought home their first telephone. It was not shiny or modern. It was a simple black rotary phone placed near the wall. But the moment Sundar touched it, he felt something awaken inside him. He wondered how voices traveled through wires, how signals moved across distances, how such a small object could connect people in seconds. He did not know the answers yet, but that curiosity stayed with him for life. As he grew older, he faced many challenges. His school did not have advanced facilities. His family could not afford private classes. But Sundar never complained. He studied under dim lights during power cuts. He learned from borrowed books. He pushed himself quietly without expecting praise. His success was not loud. It was slow, patient, steady. After finishing school, he earned a place at the Indian Institute of Technology in Kudgapur, one of the most competitive colleges in the country. He traveled far from home carrying hope and responsibility. The campus felt huge and intimidating at first, but he adapted with humility and hard work. He was shy around large groups but confident when solving problems. His professors admired his brilliance. He topped his classes, earned respect from students and teachers, and built a reputation as someone who thought deeply before speaking. During his final year, he received a remarkable opportunity. He earned a scholarship to study at Stanford University in the United States, a dream for thousands but achievable only for a few. His family was proud yet worried. The cost was overwhelming. His father had never seen such a large amount of money in his life, but still he emptied his savings, took loans, and told his son to follow his dreams courageously. Sundar left India with a small suitcase, a few dollars in his pocket, and a heart full of gratitude. When he reached California, he was stunned by the difference. The roads were wider, the technology was advanced, the classrooms were futuristic. Suddenly, he was a simple boy from a modest home surrounded by brilliant minds from all over the world. He missed home meals, conversations, and familiar sounds, but he pushed himself to adjust. Stanford opened his mind to new possibilities. He studied materials science and engineering, but more importantly, he learned how innovation worked in real life. Every day felt like a new discovery. Even small things amazed him, like high-speed internet, which he had never experienced before. He would often remind himself how far he had come from the small apartment in Chennai. After Stanford, he began working in Silicon Valley, building experience and learning how companies functioned. He worked with honesty, patience, and a constant desire to improve. Yet he never forgot his roots. He remained humble, soft-spoken, and respectful. His journey took another major turn when he joined Google in 2004. At that time, Google was growing fast, but no one knew how huge it would become. Sundar joined as a product manager. His job was not glamorous. It was full of responsibility and challenges. But he did what he always did. He observed carefully, understood the problems deeply, and worked silently without seeking attention. Soon he worked on the Google Toolbar, a small feature but extremely important at that time. He improved its design, made it faster, and helped millions of people access Google easily. His team noticed his clarity of thought. His seniors noticed his leadership. Google as a whole noticed his ability to turn simple ideas into powerful experiences. But the moment that changed his entire life came when he proposed a bold idea. He suggested that Google should create its own web browser. Many people thought it was unnecessary. Competitors were strong. The market was crowded. It seemed risky. But Sundar believed that Google needed a browser built for speed, simplicity, and user experience. He shared his vision clearly and confidently. After long discussions, Google finally agreed. And so Google Chrome was born. Chrome became faster than expected, cleaner than expected, and more successful than anyone imagined. It spread across the world, and millions, then billions of people began using it. Sundar had not only built a browser, he had changed the way people used the internet. His calm leadership, curiosity, and ability to inspire teams became widely admired. Slowly, he took responsibility for more products like Gmail, Maps, Android, and Google Drive. Under his guidance, each product grew rapidly. He treated teammates with kindness, listened sincerely during meetings, and solved conflicts gently. People loved working with him not because he was loud or strict, but because he brought clarity, calm, and confidence wherever he went. Soon the world began noticing him. Journalists wrote about him. Tech leaders praised him. Yet he remained the same humble, soft-spoken man who preferred listening over talking. He carried the same values he had learned in his small Chennai home. In 2015, something historic happened. Google announced a major restructuring and appointed Sundar Pichai as the new CEO of Google. A boy who once lived in a two-room apartment with one telephone had become the leader of one of the most influential technology companies in the world. His childhood struggles, his financial limitations, his quiet personality, everything that once looked like a disadvantage turned into his greatest strength. As CEO, he brought calmness to complexity and guided Google through rapid innovation. He made decisions with humanity, creating products that helped millions learn, grow, and stay connected. Later, he became the CEO of Alphabet, the parent company of Google, as well, making him responsible for some of the most important technological developments of the century. Yet even at the highest level, he remained grounded. He often spoke about his childhood, about standing in long lines waiting for a bus, about studying by candlelight during power cuts, about living in a home where every simple object was shared by everyone. He reminded young people that success does not require expensive resources. It requires curiosity, resilience, patience, and the courage to dream despite difficulties. He encouraged students to follow what they love, to embrace failures as lessons, and to never lose kindness no matter how high they rise. His own life was proof that greatness does not need to be loud. It grows quietly with hard work and humility. As the years passed, Sundar became a global inspiration. People admired his leadership style, which was gentle yet strong. They admired how he treated everyone with respect. They admired how he carried responsibility without losing compassion. Whenever he visited India, he inspired millions of young students who looked at him and saw hope. He represented not just success but the power of dreams rooted in simplicity. His journey from a modest childhood to leading one of the world's biggest companies taught a powerful lesson: that no dream is too big, no background is too small, no challenge is too permanent. When guided by curiosity, effort, and integrity, life opens doors that once seemed impossible. Even as technology advanced and the world changed rapidly, Sundar continued to remind everyone that innovation must serve humanity. He emphasized the importance of ethical technology, education, accessibility, and global unity. He believed that technology should empower people, not complicate their lives. His speeches often carried calm wisdom as he encouraged the world to stay hopeful, stay curious, and stay kind. Today, his story stands as a shining reminder that true success is not defined by where you start but by how far you are willing to go with humility. It shows that greatness can grow from the simplest homes, the quietest minds, and the hardest struggles. And it teaches that leadership is not about power. It is about understanding, supporting, and lifting others. Sundar Pichai's life continues to inspire millions who dare to dream beyond their circumstances. His journey proves that the world can be changed by someone who once had almost nothing except curiosity, courage, and the belief that one day he could build something meaningful. And through his work, he continues to touch lives across the world, turning silence into strength, dreams into reality, and possibilities into progress. As his responsibilities grew, his days became longer and his challenges became heavier, yet Sundar carried them with a quiet confidence that came from years of perseverance. He knew that every decision he made now affected billions of people across the world. Still, he never allowed the pressure to disturb the calm inside him. He approached problems the same way he had approached the old rotary phone in his childhood, with curiosity, patience, and a desire to understand rather than to rush. Even when the world demanded instant answers, he preferred thoughtful reflection. He listened carefully to his teams, asked the right questions, and trusted people to innovate. Under his leadership, Google entered a new age of artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and global connectivity. He guided teams not through force but through clarity. Whenever a project faced obstacles, he gently reminded everyone to stay focused on the purpose behind the work. He believed that progress was not a straight line. It required exploration, mistakes, correction, and a deep willingness to learn. In meetings, he often encouraged young engineers to speak first. He valued new voices because he remembered what it felt like to be a quiet student, unnoticed and underestimated. The shy boy from Chennai had become the leader who made space for others to shine. And in that humility lay the strength that shaped the company's future. Over the years, he traveled to many countries, meeting students, entrepreneurs, and leaders. Everywhere he went, people asked him about the secret of his success, and every time he answered with the same gentle honesty. He spoke about his father's sacrifices, about studying during power cuts, about walking long distances to school, about the value of staying grounded. He told them that talent mattered, but persistence mattered more. That intelligence helped, but discipline shaped destinies. He reminded everyone that success was not built in a day. It was built day by day through quiet effort. Sometimes he visited schools where children gathered just to see him. They asked simple questions with big eyes filled with hope. How do I become like you? How do I study when life is difficult? How do I stay motivated? Sundar always smiled softly and said that they did not need to become like him. They needed to become the best version of themselves. He told them to follow their curiosity because curiosity was stronger than fear. He reminded them that even in small homes, dreams can grow tall. Back at Google, he worked relentlessly to make technology accessible to everyone. He believed deeply that tools should not be limited to the rich or to those living in big cities. He wanted the world to learn, create, and connect regardless of background. Under his guidance, Google focused on affordable smartphones, local languages, digital literacy, and global education. He wanted every child from any village, town, or city to have the same opportunity he once wished for. His efforts brought internet access to millions who had never used a computer before. His decisions helped students learn online and small businesses grow. Slowly, the world began to recognize that his leadership was not just technical but deeply human. He carried an invisible thread of responsibility linking his childhood struggles to the opportunities he now wanted to provide for others. When challenges arose, he did not panic. Whether it was economic uncertainty, global crises, or rapid technological shifts, Sundar approached each moment with balance. He believed stability came from understanding the bigger picture and trusting the process. His calm voice often reassured teams during difficult times. He would say that every era brings change and every change brings opportunity. As years passed, he became not just a CEO but a symbol of possibility. For many immigrants, he represented hope. For many students, he represented opportunity. For many families, he represented the promise that dreams born in humble homes can grow beyond imagination. Yet through all the admiration, he stayed simple. He enjoyed quiet walks, cooking with family, spending time with loved ones, and reflecting on life with gratitude. Fame never touched his heart. Success never clouded his humility. Ambition never erased his kindness. Even as new technologies emerged, including AI, robotics, and advanced computing, Sundar always emphasized the human side of innovation. He repeated that technology must remain meaningful, ethical, and beneficial. He often said that the world should progress together, not apart. He wanted nations to collaborate, not compete destructively. He encouraged leaders to use innovation to uplift humanity, not divide it. In interviews, he spoke about empathy, compassion, and understanding. He reminded everyone that behind every screen was a human being with dreams, challenges, and emotions. People admired how a man leading one of the world's biggest companies still prioritized humanity above everything. And as the generations changed, his story began inspiring not just students but also parents, teachers, and leaders. They saw in him a reminder that greatness does not need noise. It needs consistency. It needs patience. It needs humility. His journey from a small home with no refrigerator to the office of a global technology leader became a living testament that backgrounds do not define destinies. Dreams do. His life continued to evolve as he guided Alphabet into research areas like renewable energy, quantum computing, healthcare technology, climate solutions, and global education. He believed the future would not be shaped by competition but by collaboration and collective progress. His voice became one of reason in a world filled with noise. His presence brought calm in moments of uncertainty. And his leadership reminded the world that power does not require dominance. It requires understanding. Over time his story reached villages, towns, and cities where young people looked at him and saw themselves. They whispered his name like a promise that their circumstances did not limit their potential. They listened to his speeches and felt hope rise quietly inside them. They studied harder, believed stronger, and dreamed bigger because Sundar Pichai showed them that simplicity could achieve greatness. And even decades later, when people read about his journey, they felt the same inspiration. They realized that success is not about where you start. It is about how far you are willing to go with courage, integrity, and kindness. They understood that resilience can grow in small rooms. Dreams can bloom in silence. And a single spark of curiosity can build a future brighter than anything imagined. Sundar Pichai's life continues to illuminate the world as a reminder that humility is strength, curiosity is power, and perseverance is destiny. His story shows that even when life begins in the simplest of places, it can rise to shape the future of humanity. And through every chapter of his journey, he remains the same gentle, thoughtful man who once touched a telephone and wondered how far a single idea could travel. Little did he know that one day his own ideas would travel across continents, shaping the lives of billions and turning his quiet dreams into a legacy of hope that continues to inspire the world. Thanks for watching. If this story added even a little spark to your mindset, don't forget to like the video. Hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss our next drop. From motivational book summaries, to famous personality stories, to life growth lessons that level up your English and your thinking. Keep learning, keep growing. This is English Amplify, signing off.